What's up, y'all? You know what time it is. It is fashion talk time. And it's always a problem, but it's okay. It's wine down Wednesday. We got some wine for y'all. We got the Devine wine, the Riesling, the Moscato, the Chardonnay, and we have some champagne. And rosé?
Rosé champagne?
No. Oh, rosé. I think it is rosé. Yeah. You like that? So also, I'm happy to announce that Devine wine is being carried at Park Place. So when you go to Park Place, make sure you ask for Devine wine. Okay. So I gotta do these disclaimers, and we'll be on our way to a good show.
The views and opinions expressed by the host and/or guests on this show are not that of Busy One Radio. Busy One Radio is a public platform where your opinions and your views are heard, talked about, and taken very seriously.
Yes.
These views and opinions are broadcasted to our listening audience for their entertainment. We thank you for listening to Busy One Radio.
Thank you for tuning in to Lady Devine Fashion Talk, Busy One Radio. And we're going to get started in a minute. We got to put this little promo. We got to pay some bills. Every Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. And listen to all the fashion trends, what you should wear, what you shouldn't wear on Busy One Radio. I dare you to be different. It's divine. It is divine. It's divine. It is divine. Yeah. I know promo, which they probably gonna cut off anyway. It wants to start in the middle. But that's okay. We're gonna do it a little later. So this song was made by two of my models, Dee Lachey and Miss Sheffield, Miss Nicole Sheffield. So they talented.
Where you get your fashion pick, next fashion mix. Yeah, you know it's gonna be lit. Ow. 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 Lady luck. Lady luck. Lady luck. Lady luck.
Definitely.
Lady luck. Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's a little squeeze in here, but that's okay. So, y'all, we're here to talk about a couple things. First of all, we're gonna talk about our pop-up shop that's happening this Saturday, August the 10th. June the 10th. I was August.
The whole summer.
Today it do feel like it's kind of fallish.
It do. The temperature not real.
The temperature was what, 70 something?
I ain't gonna complain. I mean, I'm gonna try to enjoy it.
More like it's hot.
It was a breeze. I needed that breeze.
So, Keiuna, why should people attend our pop-up shop?
I mean, you got the Devine wine tasting.
Yes.
First and foremost.
Yes.
Then we're gonna have all of our models here.
Yes, all the models, male and female.
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna be lit.
Yes, it is. We're in Devine Lux. Devine Lux.
Apparel.
Then we're gonna have vendors there. We've got Carmen's Bougie and Fly Essentials.
Hey y'all, I am Carmen. I'm known in the city as Miss Bougie and Fly.
Bougie Fly.
Yes, well let me tell y'all what that means, because you know, a lot of people be like, you bougie. Yes, I am. I'm beautiful, outgoing, unique, intelligent, educated. Hold on, I don't messed it up. Oh, what is it? Yeah, we gotta back up. Rewind. We got beautiful, outgoing, unique, gifted,
There you go.
intelligent,
There you go.
educated,
There you go.
and we gonna forever love ourselves.
And be fly.
So that's the Bougie and Fly.
should attend and check out Boogie and Fly.
Oh,
What's
these
so good about
beautiful
Boogie?
candles. Let me tell you about these candles. Can I show these candles real quick?
Yes, let me just
She got
pass
the mugs,
along.
custom made.
Ooh,
We gonna have also
I like that.
these unique flames. You know, that's a whole other business that she operates as well. And
Unique
they
flames
smell
toy candles.
so good. Look, hold on. Let me over here to the live.
You should have lit one.
Oh, oh, and that smell. Tropical. Oh, I don't have this one.
No, you don't.
Oh, I don't.
You told me I got this one. I gotta get this one, y'all. Y'all need to get it too.
Come on.
So how much are they?
So these candles, this one here, Tropical Oasis, it usually goes for $15. And then I have my aromatherapy candles. They usually go for $2. But guess what, y'all? I have them on sale right now for $10. You can't beat that. They on sale for $10. So you come to this pop-up shop, you can get your house lit up
Lit
with
up.
unique flames for $10 a candle, and they last.
It's your Father Day
There you go.
cup with his beard. You know
Yes,
what I'm
this
saying?
is a customized mug, blinged out mug, and dude look pretty handsome.
He
I
actually
was looking at that last night. Look.
Get your daddy or your zaddy. A customized glass. So, you know, these glasses are $20. I have several in stock. I'll have different ones on hand. I have a different image that I did not bring. This is the most popular one.
I can see
Yeah, I
why.
can see.
And then I got a man to match. You know, I do pre-drawn canvases. So, you know, he kind of, you know,
I like that.
look at the Kings.
Let me show that. Showcase that.
Okay. And I think that's an issue with our brown people. We don't, a lot of times we don't consider our men as kings. We are queens and they are kings. And if we get that mindset, that mentality, that's what they are kings and we are queens.
That's
I
right.
think a lot of the issues that we're having today with relationships with children was, calm down.
That would. If we just knew who we were as
Yeah.
people. We
As
are
people.
kings and queens, and that's where Queenz Entertainment comes from. Just keeping that rooted. Queenz Entertainment Travel Services is to showcase and help individuals, especially in our community, understand that you can travel, you can enjoy life like kings and queens, the kings and queens that you are. So that's kind of how I move. That's where I got that name from.
That's what's up.
Because they think because our skin tone, we're not supposed to enjoy the world and travel as other ethnicities do.
Yes.
No, we travel just as much. And then a lot of us queens, we travel solo.
Yeah, that part.
Don't be scared to travel
Don't
on
be
your
scared.
own.
But I want to also introduce one of our kings down here, which is Keiuna's son. And his name is
Keon.
Kevon.
Keon.
Keion. I know it's K.
You can't miss that.
Keion. So this young man, I mean, he has just blew my mind because he's been doing so good in high school and now he's out of high school, right?
Yeah.
Not
one
yet.
more-
He got one more year?
I got one more year. I'm a rising senior, is what they
He's
call
a
it.
rising senior, but guess what? I think you already got a job, don't you?
Yes, ma'am. I work at a Procter and Gamble
Oh,
for their IT company.
that hurt my heart. This young man works at Procter and Gamble IT, in the IT department. And he is not a college graduate.
No, not yet. No, he's not.
He got to be smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I brand on yourself.
Look what his mother is. Look at his cousin. It's in the genes.
I know that's right.
See, I've always felt like you don't need college to succeed in life. I felt like college was really unnecessary for me with my knowledge that I've already obtained. And being put in the right position, thanks to my mother, put in the right schools, put me in the right place to do what I'm doing right now. I'm doing things people dreamed of.
Mhm.
And
And even older men.
Yeah, I was gonna say grown people.
Do you know how many people desire to work for Procter and Gamble?
Oh, me included.
Can we get some free samples?
I know.
I'll see what I can do.
We Yeah, we trying to get some samples from the young man already. Well, you know what? I congratulate you. Best wishes. You could feel free to chime in on the conversation, tell us some more. But I want to do something. I want to crown you with this Devine king hat.
All right.
Thank you.
See that? We got to crown our kings.
Hey, there we go.
You could,
Right,
you
got
could
it.
unbutton. Yeah. You know, some of our heads are a little bit
Yeah.
bigger than others.
Yeah. Keep it honest, because
It's
I
okay.
can't wear that like I want to.
Don't worry.
This is a little maxed out, but
Hey, it's all right.
It's
It's
nice.
just
We
the
know-
hairstyle
we
right
know
now.
how- yeah, we know
Right.
how to cut the back.
Yeah.
yeah.
So tell me this, what are you gonna do next year when you get to high school? Cause I mean, you got your job. I mean, I bet you probably only have a few electives to do to get out of there. Do you have to go full whole day or what?
No, I actually can do a co-op at my school right now, and what I'm doing, I go to Bella Tech for their IT program. It's like a trade school. I was able to get in through Monroe, thanks to my mother, putting me out there, and basically, it's like I look at it as like a free trade school. All right, you can use your resources to the max, and basically just do whatever you can to get yourself to the top. Is what I do. I've been elected to go with some of the highest end field trips with them. I actually went recently to Columbus to do like a drone test with the Skills USA event that they do down there.
Shut up.
And they paid for everything. They paid for the hotel, our food, the ride there. And we went down there for about a week, and I came out as a top 10 around the world,
Wow.
me and my partner, and I just say it's a fun experience. Butler Tech, there's always some people who's gonna try to put you down, you know, but I've always been the person that come back up. And I've had that experience at Butler Tech, but I've shown them who's boss.
Ooh.
I mean, I am a 16-year-old working at Procter & Gamble, a job that their parents probably wish they had. And I also own an LLC business.
So what's your business?
My business is called King and Things, of course, because
Shut
I
up,
am
yeah.
a crown king.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
And king.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, what better way to raise a child but to instill in them that he's a king and that you a queen?
That's absolutely.
And see how far he has gotten.
Mhm.
And tell me this, Keiuna, because it's a lot of heat on the younger people these days. They running around here with guns and they're killing each other. And I want to hear from a young man's perspective. What do you think about this?
From my perspective, I feel like a lot of it weighs on the stuff that they're exposed to. So, I mean, TikTok and Google and YouTube, it can all be good resources, but not a lot of people teach their kids how to use it as a good resource, which is the biggest problem. They see all this stuff, they follow the trends, and they become followers and not leaders. See, they grow up looking at this stuff, having a fixed mindset when they need to have a growth mindset.
That part, that part.
I need a high five on that. cousin. That's my cousin.
Preach, bro, preach.
Are you 16?
Yes, ma'am.
His birthday at the end of this month, I'll be birthday month, 28.
Right now, I'm the youngest person working at Procter & Gamble, so
You're the youngest person.
youngest person.
The youngest person working at private. Oh my God. And he's African American. I'm so proud of you. And you.
Thank you.
I mean, that brings tears to my eyes. Because there's so much out there and there's so many of our young people that's falling off. Because like you said, they're being exposed to too much. What can we do to help?
I'd say most of these kids, we just gotta figure out how to regulate some of the stuff that they're exposed to. Limit what they can see on like TikTok and Instagram and expose them to right materials, which is what I've been. I've been exposed to the right materials my entire life. I'm a person who loves fixing technology, so my parents always exposed me to people in areas that would help me use my knowledge. And using my knowledge, your brain is a muscle. The more you use it, the more you exercise it. And me starting at, like, I was fixing tablets and laptops since I was 12. Me doing that, growing up, I became a master at doing so. So I used to work at Monroe's High School for their entire IT department.
School district.
Yeah, like the entire like Monroe School District.
Wow.
And it was because I could do things that not even a top tier person could understand. So they hired me and I got accepted immediately.
Can I intercept? I want you to tell them how you got that job. The initial reason you got that job, because it's just you have to give people the testimony so they can feel why it's so important that you follow what it is, exercise that muscle, that brain, that experience that you have. So initially,
Whoa.
how'd you get that job? What happened? What transpired?
The first thing I did was completely hack the entire school. Yeah.
Not funny.
It's funny, but not funny.
Funny, but not funny.
It's funny now, but not then.
Yeah.
So did you like make all your grades like A's?
No, that doing stuff like that, to me, that child's play when that happened. We're talking TVs and laptops when that originated. But at first there was like, number one, it was like, how did you do this?
What did you do?
Well, let's say I had access to every district person's email, accounting information, to like the school registrations. There is Securely, which Securely is basically their secure software they use to block every website on their computers. And the sad part is when that did happen, I was around 14, 13, and their people aren't taught to securely secure their own school. So after that happened, of course, discipline. I got in trouble. But afterwards, they hired me because they knew that they needed a person of my skill on their team.
Of your caliber.
Of your caliber. Absolutely.
So
So what was the discipline?
discipline, actually,
You didn't get
I got 2 Friday schools,
Okay.
and I
and
say,
you had to go to ethical hacking class, which enhanced your experience even more.
yeah, I didn't have to do that, but I passed the class like the first day. Well, I don't really call it a class, I call that
You are
a fun
amazing.
hobby. And after I did that, they hired me and I started, and I've been with them for an entire year now. It's been. And now recently this summer, now I am starting my PNG job. They trained me to do, to work with their system and everything for about 3 months, and they actually paid me to get trained, which is really nice. And now I'm going to be with Procter & Gamble. And when I do co-op for my senior year, I might go back to the high school here and there. I just don't know if they can afford me. But
Say
Talk
that.
your talk.
Talk well, I talk.
You sure did.
that is like, that's how everything's going for me right now. And then my LLC business is actually going really well. Big thing I like to do is network, just so I can like see and react, like be with more people who show my expertise. That's one big thing I like to do. So like at Procter & Gamble, I was explaining some stuff to them about their own system, and even they were like, "You're speaking out of my language here." They had to have the top tier people to understand what I'm saying here, like I'm speaking in a foreign language.
You are.
The IT language.
The IT language, they have its own language.
In my IT classes for Bella Tech, I've been acing them like straight through. I mean, they want me to work for their IT department. I mean, they've actually had me in a couple of meetings with them, and it's actually been pretty nice. Like, I'm talking like CEO of Google was there.
Wow.
Yeah, we had the state up there, and we were just talking about the different devices we should use for next year. Because another big thing I like to do, I like to help people find what device helps them the best, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Consulting, tech consulting.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Well, they can, I actually have a Instagram called KingCraft 2022. They can get to me there. In my contact information, I have a people's card that I usually give to them, and it's basically this smart card they can tap on the back of their phone and it'll give them my contact
I've
information.
seen that.
Also, I have built into my phone a QR code that they can scan, and it'll put my contact information in their phone too.
What's your phone number? What's your business number?
Well, my business number is 513-652-9712.
9712, that's 652-9712. Y'all need to get this young man a call because he got it going on at the age of 16, about to be 17. Okay, so he's doing big things. So, with all the violence and crime that's in Cincinnati, what can you tell a young person to help them turn their life around?
One thing I can tell them is just get out of the noise. If you get out of the noise, your mind can be clear.
Oh, shoot.
When you
So
Maybe I need to get up and noise. So I can be clear on some projects I've been working on. Jesus.
Get out the noise.
Get
I'm
out
about to make a
noise.
t-shirt that say that.
Get out the noise.
Oh, he not
I
copyright
like
that.
Yeah, I've already.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I am just.
See, he baffles me. I'm speechless more than I could ever be as a mom. A lot. Cause I'm like, boy, I didn't know you knew all that. He shows up and shows out on me. I feel like I think I know what I'm talking about. He be like, Mom, just give me a second. He be showing me like, look, it's okay to be older, but sometimes you might not know everything, and that's okay, you know.
Yeah. Another big thing I want to mention is respect your parents. Always give back to your parents as much as they give back to you.
Oh,
For example, my mother here, the phone she holding and the watch she wearing, I bought.
whoa.
Show it.
I'm spoiled. Yeah, it's same.
Go ahead.
I'm spoiled.
And
That's from a 16-year-old son. It's not a man, a son.
Chris. What's up, Chris?
You know, so I mean, it's like, what is your dreams and aspirations of life? Because you're like at where most people stop at. So where do you see yourself in 10, 20 years?
in 10 and 20 years, I see my money making money for me.
Oh, say it again.
I see my money making money for me.
Can I use that one? Oh, shoot. You got that bag too?
Yeah.
This little boy is smart. Okay.
See, back when I was actually 12 and 11, what I actually used to do, just to make a quick buck, because I always like to make money, and I would also like to buy stuff to help grow my LLC business I have today. I would actually just use a lot of my resources. So I use this website, has some shirts made on it, and I had the website, basically, the website did everything for me. And see, that's another big thing that these kids need to use is the internet. But
the right way.
the right way. See, I used the internet so well, the internet started working for me at that point. Like, if you're able to search up the weather for the next day using the technology we have in outer space, why can't you use it to teach you how to make money? Why can't you use it to get resources to make your money for free? Now we have this AI, this chat GPT and all these image AIs, And I've already started using it, you know, because if I can get an AI to do the stuff that I have to do, that's practically my money making money for me right there, but for free.
Can you tell them what AI means for the people who don't know what that means?
Yes.
Artificial intelligence. So think of AI like a robotic assistant, like a human assistant.
So I can have an AI and say, I need or is that Lexus? Lexus.
No.
Can you get up and fix me some breakfast?
Actually, you can. They have that now.
Yeah, they do have that. They do have the robots. P&G actually uses those.
Wow.
We actually have a robotic janitor sweeping the floors over there.
Shut up.
Bumped into one and I was like, well, there's 2023 for you.
You bumped into one.
Yeah, and it was actually when I was walking to the Littleton coffee shop they had down there. Just
Oh, so you drink coffee?
You do?
He was going for a Danish.
He
Okay?
bring me some baby.
probably going down there for some water.
Long walk for some water.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, but if there's any quote of the day, it's to use your resources to your advantage. And always look forward. See, the stuff in the past can't hurt you no more. So if you are a kid out there who did some wrong things in the past and you're now in the present, work towards your future. Because the past can't hurt you no more.
Say
The
that
past is the
again.
past. You can't change the past. It's already done and did. You gotta work on your future.
A lot of these adults need to hear that.
Yes.
You can't live in your past. You're going to drown in it. Make your way to the surface to swim away.
If y'all like to make a comment to any one of us, y'all can give us a call at 513-386-9412. And come speak to this young man. Congratulate him. I mean, blessings over blessings. I'm just amazed. Wow. So, yeah. I mean, he just got it going on. We have we started a group called Love Thy Neighbor, and me and Aaron Pullins, and we're supposed to go around to the communities and try to get people to understand that young and old, that they are kings and queens. You know, have some refreshments, hot dogs and hamburgers and pop and I mean, it's nothing that's real big, but it's important to us that you love thy neighbor, number one, and that you know, number two, that you are a king and you are a queen. Change that mentality that you got. And like you said, the past is the past. There's nothing we can do about the past. Let's look towards the future. Busy One Radio. Busy One Radio. Okay, just a minute. Okay. Was it any?
Hi, I'm Keiuna. I've been knowing Keiuna before he was born. I just want to say you have to keep grinding, and what happens is that he's got the influence. You know, you take that and you run away with it. A lot of kids don't have the influence, so maybe he can speak on those that don't have the parent in the home to encourage them to keep them on the right track.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm proud of all the positive things he's doing, and he's doing the community. I wish him well, nothing but the best. I know he always tries that, but I think he didn't touch on that. It was just, I'm a parent of two sons, and I am loving Keiuna. I've done the same thing. Just encourage my boys, and they're doing well. They're college graduates, and they're working.
Congratulations. Yes.
But it starts now.
It starts out. You're right. Thank you so much for coming
Thank
in.
you, thank you.
Okay, so let's touch on that.
Yeah.
Let's touch on the children that you didn't grow up with a male in your home, so
To a degree, he wasn't in the home. the
but he
whole
was
time.
a part of the family.
He was a part of the family.
So touch on that about how do you think that young people feel when they don't have a relationship with their father? Does it hurt them? Does it not give them the same options like you had?
I won't particularly say that it won't give them the same options, because all options are like, it's like depending on the person. But I will say it did hurt, a little bit. It depends on like certain things, especially for a boy. It's some things you want to talk to your father about that you just can't.
That's true.
And I can say that as a boy who, I've seen my father, I've grown a relationship with him, but at first that wasn't the case. So if you do get the chance to find, to get your father and grow a relationship with him, I say that's the best thing to do.
So you said at first that wasn't the case. How did you feel? When you seen him, was it distant?
It was distant.
Yeah.
Definitely distant. It really felt awkward, but me personally, this can't be for everyone, but I felt like I've grown up to a degree to learn how to be the man of the house since there wasn't one, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And
So you felt like you had to take on additional roles in the house because of the absence of your dad.
Yeah, definitely. There's some things that a man needs to do in the family, and if he ain't there to do it, then that's when problems can occur, And, I felt like I did a good job to growing into that position, and I will say a little bit. It actually kind of helped me grow faster. In that case.
What type of things did you have to do, Kim?
Well, it was just like sometimes I would have to watch my siblings, help around the house, like do laundry, of course, and
Take out the trash.
yeah, and clean up clean up around the house. But the biggest thing I would always do was take care of my mother. I always took care of my mother. If she was upset, I would always go out and above to make her feel better, get her stuff, clean up the house real nice. Sometimes I would even cook dinner. And
What?
Alleviate a lot of stress. Alleviate it. And it hurts to a degree because it's like, I always ask him, do you feel like you lost your childhood? And he would always say,
no. I mean, now I'm a teenager who actually know how to fix washing machines, dryers. I've done that before.
What?
Yeah,
Refrigerators?
once.
I'm like to get you out my house. Wow.
Yeah, so like when it comes to like big mechanical stuff like that, I of course would be really well at doing that. Recently, it was just like some pieces where I dryer was stopped working, and I actually went in there myself. Yeah, I mean, my mom, she had called the guy, like the maintenance guy for it. How much did he say? Like $600?
it was something ridiculous. I just know that when I told him, he's like, oh, heck no, I can figure that out. And he did. He opened it up, figured it out. I canceled the thing. That man was mad. I didn't care. And he fixed it.
Yeah, I fixed it
Ordered the part.
for like $40, and the guy was trying to charge $600, overpricing right there.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like,
It's a whole
yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, that's just something that.
So what can you say to the young men that Father's Day is coming up and they may not have a father that they can, celebrate with. What would you say to someone like that?
Well, to someone like that, I'd say celebrate your mother twice. Because if she's not there, if the father's not there to be the father, then she was there the entire time. So she should get the appreciation as the father would have been.
Woo, thank you, Jesus. Yes.
She's there 24/7, and he wasn't. She deserves that pride.
Yeah,
She deserves the whole entire year, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Oh, wow.
every day.
That's a blessing. That is.
And just to touch base on those fellas out there that didn't have a father or a father figure, I think it's important to go back to networking, like Keiuna said. Network in your community. Put yourself around and surround yourself around those individuals that have the resources, that could be a mentor. That was one of the biggest things I did as a mother, was try to put Keiuna in programs and different things that would allow him to have resources to access to successful men, especially successful men of color. He's very fortunate. Unfortunately, not all black men are like that. Black young boys are like that growing up. Having that.
Can I start? Can you tell them what kind of programs were you able to put him in with men of color?
Yeah, so I started with, the Outlaws football team. Unfortunately, that president passed away, so it kind of dissipated. But they brought him in and let him use all his talents with his drone flying for the football team. He also worked with Mr. Duncan, who was a mentor at his school as well, very closely with the, what's the basketball group?
Eric Head.
Eric Head, but it's the real big
He did
tournament.
NBA basketball training.
He did that, but it's at the, I'm lost it,
It's on
but
the
AA.
AA.
AAU.
AAU basketball, that's what he coaches, and he did drone flying for him. He took him under his wing, showed him, let him just fly with his craft. I mean, just those individuals alone, that was kind of older in age. I also put him in a robotics club. I reached out, there's resources. What did I have? I had gotten a scholarship to be able to pay for that. And I can't remember the name of the scholarship, but I'm gonna look it up so we can kind of put it on your page for people and see if they still have it available. But scholarships, because not everybody have the money to pay for those type of programs, but
Right now, they have the ACE scholarship out.
they do have that.
On the ACE, they are giving away $1,000 for summer camps and after-school programs. Just apply for that, and that is helpful. I have a cousin, Glenn Taylor, Mashari's mentoring program.
Oh,
He
yeah.
works with the young men.
He sure does.
They have a lot of events. The Upper Bound program, I was in the Upper Bound program, and I have a good friend, Antonio Smith. He is one of the teachers. He teaches year-long. He teaches summer classes as well that is starting. There's a lot of resources out there, and if the parents are not able to get the resources to the kids, you have to want to get the resources as well.
Yeah.
You need to want to do better than what is
What was
your
given to you.
circumstances.
I actually want to add on to that. I actually want to say everyone has a skill, and you can use that skill at any age. See, there was a lot of people who told me that I couldn't do a lot of stuff because I was young, but I totally showed them wrong. Look where I am now.
Wow.
Dollar store, you can get a bucket and a microfiber cloth, and you can wash cars if you need to. There's so many ways to make money without being, if you're not fortunate enough to be at the highest place, well, you have to work yourself up. But that's never a bad thing.
No.
Because you learn, that's the biggest way to learn a growth mindset, which is the best mindset. See, to me, I feel like a lot of, when you start in school, I feel like they train you to be an employee.
You're right.
Which
You're right.
is
You're exactly right.
unfortunate.
Yes.
So I didn't want to be trained to be an employee. I wanted to be trained to be a businessman. So I took my skills, I saved up the money I could, and like my mother said, I actually bought myself a $1,000 drone, and I would use it to make money. I just took all the skills I had fixing people's phones, and like I would cut the yard, clean cars, you know, and it was like, you know, it was hard then, but now when I look back at it, it put me in such a good position and a good mindset. It's just mind blowing. It's like a dream, but into reality.
Wow. We need to write a book.
Already.
Yes.
For teens.
We need to write a book. Now with that AI, the AI actually can help you write a book.
Oh, I've already used it. So,
Yeah.
actually, and this was just like more of a prototype, so it's not like fully out, but I had AI write a children's book. And I've had people read it, try it out, and they'll just beta, so I let them keep it. And they were like, this is really good. And I was like, well, thank you. And then it really put my mind at like, wow, like AI is like such a good resource.
Man.
AI is an amazing resource, and it's, for me, I'm not gonna say it's easy to learn for everyone. Me, it just comes naturally with the God-given mind, the God-given talent, and but if you can learn how to use it, I feel like you could do so much more with the talent you already have, and amplified by 10,000. You type in AI, an idea, and the resources you need to get that idea, it'll tell you everything you need to do step by step. It can write instructions. You can use AI to make videos now. So if you're a visual learner, just tell AI to make a script and tell it, ask it what other AIs to use, and put that script in the other AIs, and it'll show you pictures and videos and be like, this is how you do it. It'll show you how, and it'll show you the resources you need.
Wow.
See, nowadays, I think we think about the access that your generation has compared to when we were growing up and we had to get on foot for everything. Remember, we had to
I mean, we
mold
had
flyers,
encyclopedias,
books.
the whole thing.
You had to go to the library and check it out, index it, know how to index. And now you can just Google. I remember when Google first came out. It was just a little box, a little gray box on a big little monitor. And you type in a couple words and it'll tell you a few things. And now Google will tell you everything. There is really not many reasons for people to not be successful. Because it's at your finger. You already got it. Everybody I know have a phone. There's no reason you can't be successful because the internet will tell you what you need to know. Sometimes people don't know what to look up. But AI, like Keiuna said, Google is AI now. You might not even know what to say. You type in just an idea, a few words. It'll pull up so much for you.
Wow.
Yes.
It'll be nice if we can go back to the days where we can build a nonprofit and that would have a hub to give the resources to those that just don't know where to start.
Right.
Which actually, just this is mostly in my opinion, but I feel like ChatGPT is a free website out there, and I feel like that's what that would be.
What is
right
it?
now. ChatGPT.
Okay, because I haven't heard of that.
It's a free AI. Everyone's been using it, and I feel like it is that hub. You can put anything in it. GPT. And you can put like, say you don't understand something, you can put it in there and it'll tell you
It'll tell you.
it'll tell you
Step
everything.
by step. Matter of fact, you can write business plans.
Yeah, I made her some business plans with it.
Yeah. Real quick, all you gotta do after the business plan is written is customize it to your needs. Need a little work, I mean, gotta put a little work into things.
Right.
Invest in yourself.
Oh my goodness. This AI is just
And
out of sight.
It's a gift and a curse now, you know?
yeah,
Because I guess being old school, I see the curse in a lot of
Yeah,
it.
that's what these dogs work for us.
What happens when you have to write a paper? You don't have to write a paper. Because you could put an AI and deliver your paper. So
Yeah.
do you have to give AI the credit?
Actually, as like a licensed tech user, actually for Miller Tech, AI will take your credit or take its own credit. You can't make anything with AI without it knowing it made it. So, say.
So if you done a paper and you know how you put the credits down at the bottom,
Mhm.
you don't have to do that because AI is gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, well, you can still do that, but you can copy that. Someone can paste it back into AI and say, "Hey, did you make this?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, I made that, and here's when I made it."
And there's the plagiarism, yeah. So schools are gonna get more advanced to plagiarism check. They're gonna get their software set up to basically integrate AI so that it can see immediately when papers are submitted, because most papers are now submitted electronically,
Mhm.
and it's gonna say, guess what? This is made by ChatGPT.
Yeah, so like.
So you still gotta do some work now. Still gotta do some work.
To add on to that, as a person who actually worked for a school district, this is already out. People who try to use ChatGPT for work, it's not going to work out well anymore. Especially with me behind the scenes, making sure you don't cheat. It's going to be pretty hard. But not saying that there is certain AIs out there that can help with removing the plagiarism out of its own self. To be honest with you, see, there's so many AIs at this point. It grew way too fast, a little bit, in my opinion, because like I told my mother, when you give something infinite knowledge, it kind of tries to play as God, and that's not what we want here. We want something manageable, which is, which is where we are right now. Okay, the government's slowed down its speed a little bit. Not saying that they're not going to use it for itself at max speed, but yeah, there's certain AIs out there that can be like, hey, can you rewrite this and make it look like a human? And I'll be like, sure. And then they'll just remove it out of its system, rewrite it as if it was a human, and there you go. Now, schools are trying to work with Google to find and track these, but there's certain ones that we cannot get to yet. And it's because the AI thinks faster than we can process it. Yeah.
Wow.
So with ChatGPT, for example, it can produce code for making websites and building applications. It can make code to upgrade itself. So
That's a lot of businesses going out of business.
yeah, I mean, recently, have y'all seen the recent Photoshop AI that's been released?
No.
So Photoshop, and this is, it actually made itself a meme talking about how it took away a whole bunch of jobs itself as an AI. It made, so Photoshop can now make and edit images itself. And the meme I'm talking about in particular is there's an image going around of the Photoshop making an image of a whole bunch of popular graphic designers watching their job fade away.
Oh, wow.
And it's so accurate and it's so powerful that, I mean, that's what we're moving to. But a big thing is with the loss of jobs, there will be more jobs because you still need people to manage these AIs. They're not efficient on their own yet. They can do a lot of things, but you still need to tell it what to do. So you still got the people to, like the graphic designs, it won't know exactly what to do. So they'll still be here to use AI as a tool until it becomes self-sufficient. And
Oh my goodness.
with me, IT is the most growing thing in the world right now, which is why I'm in it. I never feel like my job would ever actually fade away with AI. Not just because, number one, I use it to its advantage. And number two, I'm a hardware repair guy. You know, I can fix screens, I can fix laptops, I can fix motherboards.
Mm-hmm. So you have
And-
multi-talents.
Right. So with stuff like that, big and heavy, like hardware and hands-on stuff, AI can never take away. It's still stuck in the computer.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the little robots, but we only have so much technology at this time to do so many things. I mean, for example, you would need a super quantum computer to have AI fix a car for you robotically. And this is the technology that billion-dollar companies have to build cars, but they still got humans because AI is not perfect. It can't be perfect yet. It's
So what type of jobs do you see that's gonna be going away soon?
well, a big one in my opinion is coders. Coders. And the only reason I say that, I think they still have some time left, but ChatGPT is making codes for itself. AI can code things for itself now. You don't need a web designer. You go into ChatGPT and you be like, hey, make me code to make a website that has this, this, and this. And
What?
you can actually, also, what other AIs can I use to make this integrate, and make this out in public? And it'll be like, here's what you need. You copy it, it'll make the code, it'll put the code in a separate box, you copy the code, you put it in the other AIs, and they'll be like, okay, here you go. Boom, you have a website. And you can have that website integrated with Amazon, integrated with clothing designs, integrated with applications, and there you go, you started. Which, in my, as I'm saying this out loud, as I've thought about this for a while, why don't we have more millionaires out there that are more self-sufficient,
Because they don't know about what you know about.
Yeah, but a big
We're
thing
learning.
that I feel like people need to do is get out of the rat race. There's at this point, there's no excuse. I mean, yes, I do work for someone, but I've already started a business. Working for someone is just a stepping stone to make my business grow.
Right.
You gotta get the money from somewhere.
Right.
Not saying don't work, just saying work on not having to work.
Yeah.
Use your job to fund your business.
Yes.
Do you all see grocery store clerks?
I was just about to say that.
Going
You
away.
asked that.
Yeah.
You seen Kroger?
Yeah.
My Kroger is almost fully AI. I mean, what we got? Only baggers and 2 cashiers.
Actually, this was one of the things that we had at the meeting at Bolo Tech with Google. So, and this is also something I can tell you publicly about Procter & Gamble. So, big companies and corporations are funding AI so much because if you have the customers come and grab a cart and put the stuff in it, it'll scan it as you put it inside the cart.
Wow.
You can pay before you even leave. There go the cashier.
Can't steal, because
There
you
goes the
pick
stealing.
something up off the thing, it's got that 360
Yeah, it has a
camera.
360 camera that records and scans it
It scans
about
it.
15 feet away, So you take out the stealing and then you take out the baggers and then the cashiers. And that's another $15,000 in our pockets every year.
Especially since they got you doing all the work and it done double the price. I don't like
Yeah. Yeah.
But you ain't got somebody that wanna check your receipt at the end.
that part.
Yeah. But what you see is our jobs are gonna be lost, and then we're gonna have more people out there scrambling and commit more crimes because there's no jobs
No
out there.
jobs, no jobs.
Yeah.
We need to, this is that part where as a community, we have to come together and fill that void before it happens. We have to put the programs and the resources in place to be able to, and whatever that may be, I don't know. But just kind of those that have it, those big players out here in the city and any other city in the States that got money, time, and the resources to create these developments to say, hey, we need to kind of fill the void in by opening up more tech schools that have been funded for these kids to understand what's coming, and this is the field you really need to be in. What is your passion? Okay, can we put you in this field because it's not going away? Like you said, it's growing. So we need to fill that void. We got to start somewhere.
Yeah, I wonder does Cincinnati Public Schools have a tech school.
Hey, you know what?
One thing
I think they do. Sorry, Key.
no, my bad.
But
Go ahead.
that was one of the reasons I left the district. Because they didn't have the tech resource program at the time that would have kept him from burning my daggone house down. Because the stuff he would try to try at home. I had to feed into what it was he wanted to do. I remember the first time I realized he was in the tech was when he learned about solar energy. He had a watch that wouldn't work. He came home, he set that watch on top of a light bulb thinking it would recharge. And I'm like, what is melting in my house? When I found it, I was like, oh, I gotta feed this child what he needs, because either that or he's gonna figure it out somehow and I might have to pay for it in the wrong way. So
He wasn't planning on burning the house down.
because that thing was smoking. I'm like, oh my God, you could have kept this going. I was going off. Like, but then I had to really take a step back and be like, no, he's trying to feed something he got a yearning for. And I think that's what we need to do. That's that void, to keep that crime down. We got to give these kids what they need. What is their passion? Like, think about it. When you had 3 Square, I realized that was my passion. I didn't even know it. But I had a resource, and then you was putting a resource out there, nonprofit resource with programs for kids to come and stay off the street. That helped a lot of people. I mean, look where I'm at. I mean, at the end of the day, I started somewhere. That was my first job.
Right.
That's
So-
like my daughter being on the dance team. Both of my daughters were on the dance team, you know. You have to get the kids the resources and the tools for what they are good at, because a lot of kids, they go through things in the home, so they need outlets.
They need outlets.
And if they don't have these outlets, then that's where the crime is coming from.
Yep.
We have
Get into
to,
games.
right,
And
Yeah, one thing I can say, which is basically something that is what y'all are talking about right now, is trade schools. We need to fund trade schools more.
Yeah.
Because what a trade school does, it
gives you
takes
skills.
it takes college out of the question. Which is why I never wanted to go to college. Like, a trade school teaches you what your skill is, and more trade schools that can help fill this void. Like, I go to a trade school, for example, and I never want to go to college, because when you come out of a trade school, like the trade school I go to a Butler Tech, and when I come out, like what we've learned is that when you come out of trade school, you make money like you're coming out of college, but you don't pay that college budget. See, the biggest thing I've explained to even the adults at my trade school were, because they always ask, why don't you want to go to college? And I've said, because you go in, depending on what you do, but you go in for about 4 years, you're 4 years behind when you come out, and any money you make with that college degree goes back to college. Just about your entire lifetime. So it's like, if you never went to college in the first place, you make the same amount, because, like I said, half of it goes back to it anyways. But if you go to a trade school, and you come out of a trade school, businesses will come to you. They'll be like, you know this skill. You are certified of knowing this skill. Come work with us. And that's how I got into Butler Tech. That's how I got into Procter & Gamble. They seen how well I did in my trade school, and they was like, come work with us.
Believe it or not, y'all, it's 8:00. And our time is out. We did have a comment from one of the viewers. It is said, good show. He says, a prayer for the young brother, that the Lord builds a fort around him, and may he prosper and be the example.
Oh, wow. Beautiful.
So,
Thank you.
closing words. We got to get out of here. It's after our time. It went fast.
we need to shout out again our event.
Yeah.
So this Saturday comes to 3500 Triangle Park Drive, Suite 35. The Suite is Vision Event Center. We have our pop-up shop, our wine tasting with Devine wine, and we will also have a fashion show, vendors. Just come out and network. If you cannot make it, any donation is acceptable.
Yes, it's $5.
$5. $5 to get your ticket to come in. On Eventbrite, you can look at Carmen Colbert, Keiuna Queenz, and Kimberly Devine Lux page. We have the links all across
You
Instagram,
could just go to
and
Eventbrite
Facebook.
and put in pop-up shop.
Yeah.
It'll come right up.
5 to 8 this Saturday. Don't be late.
All right, and thank you everybody for tuning in. We'll be there. Queenz Entertainment, Travel Services will be at the event as well. Keon is going to be at the event if you want to come and network with him. If you've got some devices, bring them in. He can consult with you as well. Queenz
That'd be
and
nice.
Things
You just
LLC.
set him up a table.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
So we will have a table for Keon for his LLC, Keiuna
Kings and Things, LLC.
Keiuna and Things LLC. So if you have any broken phones, any broken laptops, what else?
Tablets.
Tablets, just about any technology device.
As long as it don't have to be carried by a dolly. Don't bring your washer down. Don't bring your washer.
But Cousin Words, I really enjoyed you. I've known your mom for years and years and years, and I never got the opportunity to meet you and to grow with you, and I wish I would have. You're an excellent example for our young boys in the society, and I wish you all the luck and blessings to you.
Thank you. And one thing I would like to say to all those boys and children out there, if you don't got a job, make a job.
You heard that. Can I use that?
No.
Give him one, Keon. Give him one to come home. Give him one to
He
come
just
home.
got them all, but I thank you guys for tuning in to Fashion Talk, and thank you for allowing us to come into your home. And please come see us Saturday. Come see Keon. It's just $5, y'all. Just come, and if you can't come, just donate $5. You know, this is 4 businesses up here that Black-owned businesses that's just trying to keep things going. So
Absolutely.
blessings and blessings. I love you. Busy One Radio, y'all. See y'all next week.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for having us. Absolutely. It's a really good show. Keon, you did amazing. Well, I almost cried.
Definitely. Girl, it was water enough.
I know. I'm like, boy, you
Listen to all the fashion trends, what you should wear, what you shouldn't wear on Busy One Radio. I dare you to be different. It's Devine.